6 months ago, a solo founder launched an AI tool that generates compliant marketing copy for financial services companies. No technical background, no coding experience. Last month, they crossed $47,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Here's the thing most people miss when they're trying to start a SaaS business. Why we don't need to build the smartest AI or the prettiest interface. You need to solve one painful, expensive problem for a specific type of customer who's already spending money to fix it manually, and you need to do it fast before someone else does. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Fariha, a doctor who quit medicine to build a tech startup, and I'm building it completely in public, sharing everything along the way. I analyze venture memos, market gaps, and founder success stories to find 5 AI-based SaaS ideas that are already hitting $1 million valuations. And I'm about to break down exactly how you can build each one using the exact tools I am using for my SaaS. We're talking compliance automation, B2B workflow optimization, and specialized intelligence layers that general AI tools simply can't compete with. Let's get into it. Okay, let me ask you something. How many AI tools did you use this week? If you're like most knowledge workers, you probably bounce between ChatGPT for research, Claude for coding help, maybe Perplexity for deep dives, Gemini for something else. You're drowning in your own genius. You had this incredible breakthrough 2 weeks ago, some golden insight that could change your entire project direction, but now you can't remember if it was in Tuesday's ChatGPT session or that late night Claude conversation or somewhere in between. So you're resolving problems you already solved, re explaining context to new chat windows, losing hours every week to what I call the fragmentation tax. This is the irony of the AI revolution. Tools designed to make us productive have made us organizationally chaotic. And that chaos, that's a business opportunity. Insight Flow is one of the best AI-based SaaS ideas for 2025 because it solves a problem AI itself created. It's your central nervous system for all AI conversations. Here's how it works. Technically, and this is where it gets interesting, you build a vector database. Think of it like a brain for your AI history, using something like Pinecone or Weaviate. Every conversation you have across ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever, gets automatically imported and indexed with AI-generated metadata. Not just keyword tags, deep conceptual links, themes, project associations, sentiment analysis. Then, when you need to recall something, you don't search for exact phrases, you search for meaning. What was that pricing insight from last month across all my tools? Boom! There it is, synthesized from 5 different conversations across 3 different AI platforms. Why does this work as a business? Because once someone organizes their entire intellectual workflow in your tool, the switching cost becomes massive. You're not just storing their data, you're storing their thinking, their breakthroughs, their strategic context. That's sticky in a way most SaaS could only dream about. So you monetize with tiered subscriptions based on storage volume and synthesis features. $29 per month for basic context storage, $79 for advanced multi-source synthesis. The tech stack for building a startup from scratch with this idea, software for the interface, or you can use NoLoco, Pinecone, or Weaviate for the vector database, Smart Suite for structured project management, Zapier to monitor and import external AI data automatically. MVP timeline 6 to 8 weeks. You're not competing on AI model quality. You're building the layer above the models, the orchestration layer that every serious knowledge worker desperately needs but doesn't exist yet. First mover advantage is real here. Alright, now let me show you something that actually made my jaw drop when I saw the numbers. B2B manufacturing. I know what you're thinking. Boring, right? Wrong. Small manufacturers and industrial component suppliers are sitting on a goldmine of inefficiency that they're losing money to every single day. Here's what happens. A customer sends them a request for quote, an RFQ document. Could be 30 pages long. Custom specifications, compliance requirements, delivery timelines, technical drawings. The manufacturer has to manually read through this, configure the product, check their pricing rules in a spreadsheet somewhere, and generate a quote. This process takes anywhere from 48 hours to 3 weeks. But here's the stat that should make you pay attention. Pricing error rates in manual B2B quoting are between 15% and 20%. That's not a typo. 1 in 5 quotes has a mistake. They're either undercharging and losing margin or overcharging and losing the deal entirely. This is a money problem that compounds with every single quote. And nobody's really solving it for small to mid-sized manufacturers because enterprise CPQ systems cost 6 figures. Enter QuoteFlow AI, one of AI startup ideas you can build in a month. Here's the technical approach. You use Document AI. Gemini Pro works great for this to automatically analyze and extract every requirement from the RFQ PDF. The AI maps unstructured text requirements directly to your structured product catalog stored in Smart Suite. It checks for configuration conflicts, validates against compliance standards, and generates an accurate, detailed quote in minutes instead of days, reducing error rates from 20% to 5%. Use Softer or NoLoco for the workflow dashboard. $49 per quote generated. Your customers will pay it happily because you're solving a problem that's currently costing them tens of thousands per month. This is exactly the kind of vertical AI-based EaaS ideas that seem boring on the surface, but have incredible unit economics. Plus, if you want to see the full deep dive on my exact process for validating and building these types of ideas, including all the technical decisions and tools I'm using in my own startup, the video is linked in the top right corner, and I'll drop a link in the description. It's the complete blueprint of how to start a SaaS business from ideation to first customer. Now let's talk about something that's basically recession-proof. Compliance. Not sexy, I know. But this is where real money lives. Small and mid-sized businesses are absolutely terrified of HR lawsuits. And they should be, because employment law is a minefield that's constantly shifting under their feet. State by state regulations, federal updates, remote work policies, paid leave requirements that change every legislative session. One outdated clause in your employee handbook can cost you $100,000 in a settlement. Most SMBs have no idea if their policies are even compliant right now. They're operating on generic templates they downloaded 3 years ago or paying lawyers $5,000 plus to draft documents from scratch. Both options are terrible. Policy Pilot solves this by making compliance automatic and proactive. This is one of those AI-based startup ideas for beginners that has built-in retention because nobody cancels compliance software. It's not optional. Here's how it works. You build a retrieval augmented generation system RAG for short, trained on a curated database of official state and federal labor legislation. Minimum wage laws by state, paid time off ordinances, anti-harassment policies, everything. When a user inputs their company details and which states they operate in, Gemini Pro synthesizes a completely custom audit-ready employee handbook that's specific to their exact compliance requirements. But here's the killer feature that justifies premium pricing. Proactive monitoring. The system tracks new legislation and court rulings in real time. When California updates its sick leave policy or a federal court rules on remote work classifications, Policy Pilot automatically alerts the user and updates their documents. They are never operating on outdated information. Why does this justify premium pricing? Because compliance is mandatory, not optional. You charge an annual subscription per jurisdiction covered. $299 per year for single state coverage, $799 for multi state operations, $1,499 for enterprise with dedicated monitoring. Companies pay it gladly because the alternative, a single lawsuit, costs 100 times more. This is sticky, predictable recurring revenue built on fear and necessity, the best kind in B2B SaaS. Tech stack for building a startup from scratch here. Software for the input forms and dashboard smart suite for the policy templates and regulation database. Zapier for legal monitoring and update ingestion. PDF Generator API for delivering professional documents. I have linked all of these tools in the description for your ease. MVP timeline 6 to 8 weeks. You make compliance effortless, and you build a moat around regulatory expertise that's hard to replicate. If you picked up even one idea you want to explore, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment below telling me which one resonated and why. I read every single comment, and honestly, your feedback helps me figure out what to cover next. This next idea hits a compliance angle most founders completely overlook. AI content tools are everywhere now. ChatGPT, Jasper, Copy.ai, they're pumping out marketing copy at insane speed. But there's a massive expensive bottleneck that general AI tools completely ignore. If you're a marketing agency working with regulated industries, finance companies, medical practices, legal firms, every piece of AI generated copy has to go through legal review because one wrong claim can trigger a legal violation. One medical statement without proper disclaimers can violate health compliance. So agencies are stuck paying lawyers $200 plus per hour to manually vet content that AI generated in seconds. The speed advantage disappears completely. Add Comply A. I solves this by building compliance directly into the generation layer. You layer retrieval augmented generation on top of Gemini Pro, trained against a proprietary database of regulatory guidelines. When the AI generates marketing copy, it simultaneously checks every claim against these regulations. It flags violations, rewrites problematic statements, or outright rejects copy that can't be fixed. You don't compete on better marketing copy. You compete on legally defensible marketing copy. That's a moat. Commercial real estate. Stay with me, because this is one of those boring problems with beautiful economics. When small CRE investment firms are acquiring a property, they have to perform due diligence on commercial leases. We're talking hundreds of pages of legal documents per property. They need to extract critical terms, termination clauses, rent escalation schedules, co-tenancy requirements that could tank the deal. Right now, this is done manually by lawyers or analysts, and it takes hours per lease. Small firms can't compete on deal speed because they can't afford the enterprise tools that automate this. Therefore, they lose deals to faster competitors. Due diligence AI changes the game. It's a specialized NLP tool that automatically extracts and summarizes risk clauses from commercial real estate documents in minutes. You upload a PDF. The system uses OCR if needed to read scanned documents. Gemini Pro analyzes the legalese and financial terminology, and it generates a risk-weighted summary that highlights every financial and legal landmine in the lease. Why does this matter? In CRE, speed equals deals. If you can analyze a lease in 10 minutes, while your competitor takes 3 hours, you move faster in negotiations. You close more deals. You look more professional to sellers, so you monetize with pay-per-use pricing aligned with transactional deal flow. $79 per lease abstraction, $199 for a bundle of 5, $499 for monthly unlimited during active acquisition phases. This pricing works because firms only pay when they're actively closing deals, making it an easy expense to justify. Tech stack, software or Noloco for document upload and interface. AWS Textract or Google Document AI for OCR. Gemini Pro API for extraction and risk analysis, Stripe for usage metering connected via Zapier. MVP timeline 8 to 10 weeks because you need robust security protocols for confidential documents. But once you nail it, you have a tool that solves a $10,000 plus per month problem for small CRE firms who can't afford the $50,000 enterprise solutions. This is the enterprise trickle down play. You take functionality that only big players could afford and make it accessible to the underserved middle market. That's where the opportunity lives. So there you have it. 5 real actionable AI-based SaaS ideas you can launch in 30 to 90 days using no-code tools. No engineering degree required. No massive upfront investment. Just smart problem selection and the right tech stack. Here's what actually matters when you're trying to start a SaaS business in 2025. Pick a vertical where precision beats creativity. Regulated industries, complex B2B workflows, compliance nightmares. Focus on problems that are expensive when done wrong. Pricing errors, legal violations, wasted labor time. Build fast using Software or Noloco, Smart Suite, Gemini Pro, and Zapier to connect everything. And charge based on measurable value. Risk mitigation, time savings, error reduction. That's the formula. Not the sexiest advice, but it's what actually works. Most people will watch this video, get inspired, and do nothing. But you're not most people. You're the one who builds.